This is Brian Sikowski, the Supervisor of Officials for the Eastern Football Conference. This is the 2016 in-season training video. We have 2 weeks left in the season. Overall, I'm very satisfied at the level of officiating in the Eastern Football Conference. There's a few things, however, I want to stress with only 2 weeks left in the season. Um, we've had 7 or 8 games now. I've gotten reports with at least 5 or 6 inadvertent whistles. Uh, this cannot happen. We cannot continue this trend of inadvertent whistles. Whenever to blow your whistle, you need to see the player down with the ball. Don't assume the player has the ball. A late whistle is better than an early whistle. Okay. Uh, we cannot continue to take plays away from the teams with these inadvertent whistles because all it does is it calls in question our credibility. If we can't have whistle control, how can we get the proper call on the field correct? So let's really focus these last 2 weeks of not having any inadvertent whistles. Let's be slow on the whistle. Again, knee down with the ball, then blow your whistle. And really, the only 3 people on the crew that should be blowing their whistle are the 2 wing officials and possibly the umpire. I mean, I know on punt plays that the 2 deep wings, the side judge and field judge, will want to, maybe hit on their whistle for the punts or for fair catches, and that's fine. But again, make sure if we do a fair catch, the player possesses the ball prior to you blowing your whistle. Okay, so focus on no inadvertent whistles these last 2 weeks. The other thing that is a bit disturbing, I think there has not been a week that has gone by without somebody in the conference getting thrown out. Okay, I'm not questioning that whether there's punches thrown or whether there was bad language given between the 2 players, but let's keep this in mind. Football is a violent and emotional sport. Sometimes things are said that maybe the player or even the coach wants to take back. We're at the end of the year with playoff seedings, playoff races, coaches' jobs on the line. Okay, we have to take this seriously. And if a player says a bad word to another player, get in between the two. Okay, don't immediately flag. Okay, let's try to control and manage these games, because when we throw players out, we don't only throw them out for this week, but we throw them out for next week. Okay, so let's make these fouls big. These are 15-yard penalties, first of all, for UNS or unnecessary roughness or any sort of fouls. These have to jump out big. Okay. The other thing I want to note is where we have situations where we have fights where players punching someone into the pile. A lot of times this is a result of a culmination throughout the game. Okay, so I'm challenging you officials to start getting to the piles earlier and taking control of the game so that these actions later on do not happen. Okay, so let's manage the game better. Let's get into the piles. Let's accordion in deep wings, short wings, head linesmen, line judges get in, umpires. This is where you make your money, keeping the peace in the middle. So let's shoot for managing the game and no inadvertent whistles, and let's just get the big fouls. Okay, let's if obviously if the player throws a punch out in the open, let's get him out. However, if you think it's a forearm shiver or if somebody says a bad word to another player, get that player, don't grab him. Get word to his coach and say, "Coach, you need to get number so and so out of the game right now and calm him down." Because if you don't calm him down, something's going to happen and you're not going to like what's going to happen to him. I'm telling you right now that coach is going to be very appreciative of you giving preventive officiating that. Pull him out. Tell him to go to the sideline for a play. Talk to the coach. Talk to the captains. That's what they're there for. Get the player under control. Okay? Let's not immediately just start throwing flags. If they say a bad word, ask them to repeat what they said. If they're not smart enough and they repeat it to you verbatim, just like you heard it, then flag them. But give them a chance to buy out of that. Okay? That's all I'm going to say regarding UNS fouls and going forward. This training tape, I'm going to break it into three sections: a holding slash illegal block in the back. We have a lot of good holds and a lot of good no calls on holds, and same with on blocking the backs. We got 6 plays on that. I have 5 plays on philosophy. We're going to talk about philosophy on lining players up, extending the line of scrimmage, and we have just a great play on an ineligible downfield on a muddle huddle play. And then the end will be 15 plays on mechanics. Okay, so I'm going to go through these a little bit quicker than I would normally in the preseason training videos, because I don't want to make this an hour-long video. So I'm going to shoot through these, and hopefully, you can get something out of this video, and hopefully, continue with your season the last 2 games, and hopefully go into the playoffs, because that's what I want to see, is everyone to work playoffs. So let's get started with the training video. Okay, this is the holding illegal and the illegal block in the back section. I want to point out that we're going to see some really good officiating in all of these sections, and we're also going to see some times where we can improve, and that's what we're all in this together to just get a little bit better and learn from each other, so that we all don't make the same mistake twice. So in this first play, we're going to take a look at this matchup down here at the bottom of the screen, which as we know from previous videos, that's the deep wings key. In this case, the field judge in this matter. But what we're going to see is we're going to see a play come down to where the quarterback keeps the ball. So let's wind back, and we see the immediate engagement right here between these 2 players. And our philosophy is we want material restriction. We want them to take a step away from the opponent. And as we can see here, right now they're engaged, okay, and we have the quarterback who is right here. He's going to make his way, down here and try to get to the outside. So as he gets to the outside, we're still good, but right now you'll see that the defender, the offensive guy, has his feet beat, meaning we have this running back who's going to try to get to the outside down here, and the defender's feet are beat. So right now, any grab by the offensive player here is holding. And look, as you can see right there, he turns the defensive player all the way around, and we get a great call for holding, not only by the line judge there, but also the referee. And normally I don't like the referee to look out that far. I like him. I'd like for him to focus in on here, but I'll tell you why this is a great call by the referee, because he's following his quarterback. As you can see right here, he's following his quarterback, so his eyes are already with the quarterback, and also there's nothing to officiate in this area right in here. So great job and great call here by both the line judge and the referee to get this hold. Let's rewind it back, and I'll let you see it the whole way through. Right here we have fine, we're blocked, feet get beat, and he turns them around. Great holding call here. All right, the second play we're going to look at this slot back, and we're going to talk about, we have material restriction, and you're going to see grabbing, especially by these receivers. But what you'll see on this play is that receiver I highlighted, he will come down and make contact with the linebacker right here. Okay, so they're good right here. So I want you to watch right before the runner gets here, he lets go. Okay, and this is a great no call, and this is the key of the line judge at the bottom of the screen. Block. He lets go right as the runner comes. It's a great no call here by the line judge at the bottom of the screen. Let's take a look at it again. Slow it down. Right as the runner gets there, he lets go. Defender just can't make the tackle, and we have an excellent no call here by the line judge. And these are plays. Holding plays are they're tough to go, but if you can slow it down in your head, and I can see what the line judge is looking at here. He sees the engagement, and right there he lets go. We're fine. This is like I said numerous times, it's a great no call. So let's go to the third play right here. And this is a play, this is just excellent officiating all around by this crew. One thing I'd like to note a little bit, we have with the ball snapped in the left hash here. I would like to see the referee actually all the way on the right hash here. because he kind of, narrows his field of vision here by being in the center of the field. So referees, I've talked to you a lot of you that I've observed, I'd like to see you out here a little bit further to get your better field of vision. But what we're going to see here is we're going to see two fouls. We're going to see not only a hold on the hold which occurs by this middle slot receiver right here, but we also see an illegal block in the back by this receiver down here. So we get a great overall by this crew. The referee will pick up this hold on this slot receiver, who is actually, the head linesman's key at the top of the screen, but what the referee does is he works front side whenever the play goes to the top of the screen. But then as we get down further, you'll see the widest guy up here, he will go downfield and actually peel back and block defender square in the back, and we get a great call by not only the head linesman but also the side judge on this play. So and then I'll make one note on the mechanics. So we have a run by number 5 right here who has the ball, and I want you, this is the matchup I want you to keep an eye on right there. You can see the defender's trying to get away, and the offensive guy will not let him go. Right here, running back cuts inside. Right there. This is the restriction that we see on a hold. I mean, he's just not letting go, not letting the defender have a chance to get to the ball. And it's a it's a great play here and a great call by the referee. So let's look at the second foul here, and we're going to focus our attention on this player right out here. And you can see right now his eyes are looking at this player right here, and watch what he does. He hits him square in the back right there. We get 2 fouls, not only by the head linesman, but also by the side judge here. And I want you to take a look at the side judge's mechanics here. Okay. First off, he gets a little bit too deep. Yes, he gets into the end zone when he throws his flag. Okay, we want to keep, we want to stay on this goal line pylon, which is right here. But I'll forgive him for this one. But he has to come up. He realizes that he has to come up, and he signals stop the clock. He doesn't signal touchdown because he knows he has a flag and a legal block in the back that we don't have a touchdown. Just great overall mechanics by the side judge on that end of the play. I'd like to see him stay on the goal line, but just something he'll work on. And I want to just great overall job by this crew to get both of those fouls. Just great concentration and everything. All right, this fourth play, we get we're going to look at the right guard. He's at the top right here. And we get a holding call on this right guard, and I actually think that, in my opinion, we could pass on this holding call, and I'll show you why. I'm sorry, it's the left guard right here. So right now you can see the defender's beat, but what you'll also see is right here when the restriction occurs, the quarterback has released the ball. Okay, and I know this is a little bit difficult to process and everything, but the restriction occurs, the ball is already released. So that restriction that did happen, and I'm not saying that it wasn't, what had zero impact on the play. Unless the left guard up there takes him to the ground, we want to pass on these holds because they don't have a material effect on the play. So restriction happening right here, ball's released, defender's not going to get there. We want to pass on holds like here. But a great job here again by the line judge. He throws his beanbag, comes in and kills the clock to check the pile. Okay, next play we have a punt play, and we're going to watch number 56. He's up in here, and he comes down and makes a block, which it looks really ugly on the screen, but it's a great job by the crew not to call this block in the back because it's actually a side block. And don't be fooled here. This player was not offsides. He He just snapped the ball. The offense wasn't ready, and it's great job by the crew for not shutting this down. But what we're going to do is take a look at, believe it is this player right here. He comes down and makes a block right in the side, which is not an illegal block. It's a side block. It looks ugly as heck, but it is not a foul. Umpire's looking right at it, processes it, and I'm sure the two deep wings were also looking in on that play. But, again, great job by the crew for not calling a foul here. This is, and then this final play and this holding illegal block in the back section is just great officiating by this crew. First thing I want to note is you can tell by watching this play that this referee right here has been paying attention. He knows this formation. He knows he has trips, and he knows he needs to help his lineman with his line judge with that tackle. The only thing I would suggest to this referee, especially when you know a situation like that is happening and a ball snapped in the middle of the field, get further out here by the hash, because then that helps you look at that tackle and keep that quarterback right in your frame of reference. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an offensive holding called on the right tackle, called by the referee, and the players you're going to see is right there. We're going to get a hold call right here. And you can see right there, he gets pulled down and jerked. You can see his shoulders go down as he beats the right tackle right here. He gets jerked down. We get a good call by there, and also look at the eyes of the referee. He's not watching the ball carrier. He's going to transition. He got his foul here, and then he's going to transition to keep up with his quarterback right there. So just great officiating by the referee right here. And then what you're going to see here is something that I preached upon in our preseason. Great positioning right here by not only the field judge but the line judge. They're both off the field, okay? And if the field judge was up here on the pylon, standing here, he would have got run over. He wouldn't have time to back up. He wouldn't have time to get back, because you see how this play develops. We have a pass thrown. It's right on the pylon. He does a great job. Slow signal, goes up for a touchdown. Great job of officiating by this crew on this play. All right, this is the first of 5 plays in the philosophy section. We're looking at a muddle huddle scenario where we have a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players on the line, and we have who are our eligibles here. This player is eligible by position. Looks like he has a single-digit number, so he's okay. This player looks like to be number 36. He's also eligible by position and by number. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 linemen. We have the numbering section here who are all ineligible by position at this point. Number 3 is eligible, number 9 is eligible, and so is this player up here who is also eligible, as is the holder. So let's take a look at this play, and we'll note that this is an ineligible downfield play where we'll see number 52 end up in the end zone after we have a fake extra point here by number 4. So the ball gets snapped here, and immediately the players down here are blocking. You can see number 52 is starting to drive his player into the end zone. And, we want to give him a yard or two if he's actually engaged in blocking with the player to, get downfield a little bit. But once he gets beyond that, and, on a try, we know the ball snapped from the 3-yard line. So once he gets in the end zone and the ball gets thrown down across the line of scrimmage, like it is right here. So let's look at it let's see where the ball was thrown right here. It crosses the line of scrimmage, and we have number 52 who's hiding right behind here. And as you can see, the umpire's eyes are right on him. He does a great job getting him with the flag for an eligible downfield. So this is great, because this is a 2-point play. And, the umpire is looking at his keys and understanding the situation, knowing what players are eligible and ineligible. This is just great overall officiating by the umpire. The other thing I want you to take a look at, we have an immediate snap and the holder rises. Watch the two deep deep guys under the post. They immediately hustle to their position because they know it's a fake. And as you can see at the top of the screen, the head linesman needs to get, he got to get on this goal line, okay? But this play is brought back because we had ineligibles downfield and a great call by the crew here. Second play we're going to look at, and we want to talk about making players legal. And I believe we get a call on this play for not enough men on the line of scrimmage. Okay, so the ball right now is snapped at about the, it's hard to tell with hash without tick marks, but the 47, let's just say the 47-yard line, maybe 48-yard line. And we're looking at this way. We have the 5 linemen here. Let's make these 2 guys legal right here. Okay, we know they both want to be on the line of scrimmage. They're both looking at you, asking if they're on the line of scrimmage. Make them legal. It looks like you're punching the line judge is punching his fist out right here. We'll have our 4 in the backfield, 7 on the line. Let's make it a legal formation here. And what surprises me the most is, and again, I don't know if this is what was called by the crew, but we have a motion going backwards, which is obviously legal, but we have our 7 men on the line of scrimmage here. So again, let's not split hairs when lining up people. That's in my opinion, it's a ticky-tack foul. If the players, if you have your 4 in the backfield, and by putting that widest guy on the line of scrimmage makes it legal, let's do it. So here's another play I want to look at where we call the wide receiver at the bottom of the screen, we call him not being on the line of scrimmage. So let's look at the formation right here. We have our 5 linemen. I'm sorry, 6 linemen and let's get this right. 5 linemen here. We have this wide out up here. We have him on the screen, which makes 6, and then to make number 7, this guy is supposed to be on the line of scrimmage. I mean, he wants to be on the line of scrimmage. The ball was snapped right here at the 37-yard line. He's maybe at the 37.5 yard line. Let's not split hairs here. I could see right here the line judge is punching back, but let's have a little bit of common sense here. This guy's lined up in the slot. He's obviously off the line. This guy's obviously off the line. Then we have 2 back here. If he's really far back, if he's back as far as the slot receiver is right here, if he's back another yard, then yes, I'm fully supporting that we don't have 7 men on the line of scrimmage. But right here, right now, if we have a situation like this, put this guy on the line of scrimmage. Immediately after the play is over, let's go talk to him and say, hey, son, look over to the side of me. I will give you the line of scrimmage every time with my foot. Just talk to him. We don't want ticky-tack fouls like this. There's no advantage gained right here by calling this wide receiver off the line and not on the line here. So, let's do a little bit of preventive officiating and use some common sense here whenever looking at these fouls. This 4th play here, this is where we have to have focus here. And as you can see, this wide receiver at the bottom of the screen here never actually gets set. We don't have all 11 guys set at once, and in high school that's just we just have an illegal shift. So this would be a live ball foul, because you'll see him come to the bottom of the screen. He just sits down and he doesn't get set, and the slot guy goes in motion right here. See, plop, plop. This is, line judge has at the bottom of the screen, or if it's at the top of the screen, it would be the head linesman. You got to be focused on this play. We don't have all the players set, and we have a guy going in motion prior to the receiver getting set. So let's have a little bit of focus and realize this, and get the easy layup fouls that happen on the play like this. Okay. This next play, we're going to talk about how we extend the line of scrimmage. The ball right here is snapped. It looks like the 30-yard line. So, in plays like this, whether we're determining whether the player caught the ball behind or beyond the line of scrimmage, we kind of give them a yard here. So, if they catch it at the 31, we still deem them to be caught at or behind the line of scrimmage, because that neutral zone is actually the width of the ball, and we don't want to split hairs here. Because what you'll see on this play is you'll see a screen pass thrown, and you'll see a lot of linemen downfield. So the quarterback rolls, and he throws to the top of the screen. And he throws it to this player right here. And looks like he appears to be maybe a little bit past the line of scrimmage, but the crew does a great job, not splitting hairs here, because as you can see right here, number 77 right here is downfield. This gentleman is also downfield, and they are both lineman numbers, so we would have to call ineligibles downfield if we deem this pass to be beyond the line of scrimmage. But even though it may be a hair across the line of scrimmage, we want it to be a healthy 1.5 yards, 2 yards downfield to be deemed across the line of scrimmage. So again, great job by this crew not to be too technical on this play, and to use philosophy and not call a foul for an ineligible downfield. All right, finally, this is the mechanics section. We have 15 plays. I'm going to go through these pretty quick. Previous play here was a try, so we have a false start, which knocked us back to the 8-yard line. And as you can see at the top of the screen, there's no one covering the goal line. So, as a crew, we need to focus and realize that, even though it is a try, doesn't mean they will be going for 2. So we should have the field judge and side judge located. It's obviously they're going for 2 here, so we need the field judge and side judge here on the goal line here, because as you can see, when the play runs, we have no one on the goal line on either side, to tell if it's good or not. So let's just have focus and understand that, anything from outside the 5, we got to have deep wings on the goal line. Second play here, sometimes we're going to look at the field judge who's at the bottom of the screen, and sometimes we get so focused, and I'll highlight them right here. Sometimes we get so focused on our keys that we forget to backpedal here. And what we'll see here is, as the returner's coming up, the field judge is still located here, and he should be getting back and getting cushion here. And as you can see here, the play will get tackled right in front of him, and actually we would like to see the field judge probably on the other side, maybe around the other 40-yard line around this time. So, when kickoffs are happening, it's just like a regular pass play, field judge, side judge. You want to get depth and officiate this play. All right, the next play, these next 3 plays have to do with coaches and how to deal with coaches here, and what I will support as far as sideline interference and sideline warnings. And what you'll see on this play is you'll see a pass on the right side where the deep wing, the field judge has great cushion, but you can see right now, right here, he's right behind the coach. So this is interference right here. He is interfering with you to make your play. So this is a 15-yard penalty. No questions asked, no doubts. You don't even have to make contact with him. He's in your way. Honestly, it's a great call by the field judge, because he's even blocked out by the coach right here. So this should be an immediate 15-yard penalty, no questions asked. He hinders your ability to officiate the play. The next play we'll look at here, we'll let it run. And what we'll see right here, we'll see the coach start coming out in the field. You have 1 of 2 options here as a wing official. You drop your beanbag here, you have your spot, you go and walk him to the sidelines. That was not the preferred route. If I would be hoping my field judge would be coming up here, talking to this coach, walking him back off the field. This is the first time happened. We walk him off the field, say, Coach, you got to stay off the field during play. If he doesn't do it, if this continues to happen, this is where you drop the flag right at his feet and you say you have a sideline warning. Again, if he doesn't continue to do it, use that flag. I tell the coaches all the time, you got to stay off the field. This one right here is warranted for a warning, And then this next play, you'll see coach will come onto the field past the numbers, and this is totally unacceptable by the coach. Okay. This is a 4th down play, and he's coming in to yell at it. I don't care if he's yelling at his players or yelling at the officials. Right here, right now, this is too far. we need to flag him. Warning, I would even support a penalty at this point, because he should not be this far out on the field. Wing officials, get to him, walk him back to the sideline. Next play, I want you to watch the mechanics of the field judge at the bottom of the screen. This play develops. It takes a while. And we'll see field judge is in excellent position. We've seen this field judge earlier in the video be in excellent position. And what does he do? He lets a receiver continue and make the catch. He turns and faces the receiver and gives a nice, calm, I want you to watch his nice, calm touchdown signal here. Like he's done it 1,000 times. Great call. Great positioning, great mechanics. Next play, we'll take a look at the headlines at the top of the screen. We're at the 5-yard line. We should be immediately working to the goal line. So head linesman, line judge should be immediately working to the goal line. The head linesman does not on this play, as you can see. But what you will see is the runner get tackled short of the goal line, and a great sell by the line judge at the bottom of the screen. This is what I'd like to see by Hustle. He comes in. There's no doubt in his mind that the runner is short of the goal line. He comes hustling in to get the spot. The next play we have, we have second and more than 10 yards, and we have a first down at the 46-yard line right over here. I'm a wing official myself. We do not give the wind and kill signal. Especially line judges, you're looking across at the sticks. You should know by looking across to say, oh, I have to get the first down is at the 46. But as we'll see here, we'll have a long play down the left-hand side with a lot of good blocks. The runner gets the first down, tackled inbounds, and you can see the line judge is winding the clock. We have a first down here. All we want is the kill the clock signal. Okay, so what we would have here, you'd kill the clock, you'd spot the ball at the 45-yard line here, and as we're throwing the ball, you look at your referee and say, hey, wind it up, we're going on the ready for play. That's all you have to do. If the runner was tackled out of bounds, you just tell him, hey, it's on the snap. It's on the snap. We don't want the wind and kill, especially late in the game, because time is of the essence, and that could take a tick or two off, especially with the clock operators, as inexperienced or, maybe not paying attention. So first down, obvious first down, even though the ball is tackled inbounds, we want to kill the clock signal, then communicate in to our referee that we're going to go on the ready for play. Next play here, we have a kickoff, and I want you to watch the official down here. Same thing. Same thing happens. We don't get our depth. Okay, so and then we have two officials running to a spot to get a spot here. We only want one official to go to the spot. We would like this official to, he's working his way downfield like he should, but he should stop right here. And then as the runner's coming up, get a little bit of depth. He should be around the 45-yard line, working back to the, working back to the 50, because we know the line judge and head linesmen are coming up and getting the spots all the time on this play. So we want to give them the ability to get those spots. This next play, it's a little disappointing. I preach a lot about moving with a purpose and hustling. And as you'll see, the line judge at the bottom of the screen is walking off the field. And as he's walking off the field, we'll get down and we'll see the wideout right in front of him barely get set right before the ball snap. And he really does not get set. So by we not jogging backwards, we miss an obvious foul, which is the illegal shift foul right here, because the wideout is not set. So, let's hustle a little bit and move with a purpose. And not only moving with a purpose, we have the quarterback at the top of the screen right here running, and we need the referees to get right. I know we're not as fast as the kids right here, but referee, you should be continuing to work up the field here to get to the quarterback, because he is your number one priority here. Next one here, we have I think we visited this one. We have this illegal shift play where we have to stay focused, where the wideout at the bottom doesn't get set, and we already looked at this play earlier in one of the other sections. But this next play is an interesting play, and I'm going to harp on it because it's it looks obvious on film, and I'm sure it didn't look as obvious on the field. But referees were working the shield back to the punter. And once the ball gets to the punter, you can tell by the low snap. We got to be able to tell whether the punter's knee is down or not. And as you can see here, we'll have a low snap that goes back to the punter, and his knee will be down in possession of the ball. So, instead of the red team getting the ball 1st and 10 at the 18-yard line, the punter gets the ball off, and they lose a lot of yardage here. And so instead of snapping from the plus 18-yard line going in, they're snapping from the minus 28-yard line on their side. So, we got to have the focus all the time, all throughout the games, whether they're a blowout or whether they're not a blowout. We have to keep the focus to get obvious fouls like this, because this is something that I honestly can't defend whenever a coach asks me how the referee misses a play like this. Next play we have a punt play here, and just an overall mechanics play here, and we have the ball snapped from the 40-yard line. As you can see at the top, we have the side judge and probably the field judge lined up at the 5-yard line. If you're going to line up at the 5-yard line here, just go straight to the goal line and line up there. That way you can just immediately work forward on a punt play like this. So, rule of thumb, if you would go to the 10-yard line, and if you want to back up any further, just go straight to the goal line and work forward from there on punt plays. Just makes it a little bit easier, and it allows you to stay still on the goal line, because if the ball is bouncing back towards the goal line, you moving your head going from the 5 back to the goal line is a little bit more difficult than running forward. Just a little bit of a mechanics here. This play, we talked earlier about the referee has to get to the quarterback, and that's his number one priority besides the tackle. And we'll see here, the quarterback will run around the right end, and right now we have a hefty gap between the referee and the quarterback. And as you can see, the referee doesn't make really any effort to get downfield, and we're 20 yards away from the quarterback, and who gets tackled out of bounds, thrown into enemy territory. The white team's getting thrown into the red team's bench, and this is where the referee needs to be hustling his butt up here to get into the bench, get the quarterback out of harm's way, because he is your priority here. And I want to end this this mechanics session and this training tape on a great overall play by the field judge here. We're going to take a look at he's placed perfectly on the goal line on this long pass play down the right-hand side. And he comes up and he sells an incomplete pass because the guy drops the ball, the receiver drops the ball, but he is in great position. And great mechanics by this field judge here, right on the goal line, focused in on this play. The receiver drops the ball, calm whistle, strong signal. Great job by the field judge here. That wraps up the 2016 Eastern Football Conference training video for the in-season training video. I hope I went through 26 plays pretty fast. Hopefully you were able to digest what I'm trying to get at. Overall I'm very satisfied with the officiating, but there's always areas where we can improve. Let's focus in on these last 2 weeks and into the playoffs. Treat every game right now from here to the rest of the season like playoffs, because with the classification split up the way they are, teams who normally make the playoffs may not make the playoffs. And the way we're looking at the Eastern Football Conference, we have a lot of tight games at the end of the season that are going to have seeding implications. And with the way that the bottom half is tight, some teams may or may not make the playoffs that have made it in many years past. So, this training video will be housed on YouTube just like all the other ones, and on d7officials.com. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to email me at any time at bfsikowski@gmail.com. Keep working hard, and I appreciate the hard work, and any questions, give me a call.